Back in 1986, Tina Powell and LaFonda Foster went on a sensational killing spree, killing 5 people by shooting them, stabbing, running them over with a car, and even burning them. Today on American DA Live, host Jack Patty and Ray the DA will discuss part 2 of this very interesting case. Stay tuned for the details on this case.
Prison without the possibility of parole for 25 years, and that 25 years is up, and we're talking about Tina Powell and what has happened in the last week.
Well, the parole board, the 2 people talk to her, as they do, and if they want to defer her parole for more than 2 years or 5 years, I don't know which, then the majority of the parole board has to make that decision, and so they passed it off to that group, and then they continued the decision for a week because they couldn't get everybody together. And this past week, this week, they deferred her possibility of parole for 10 more years.
So 10 years from now, it will be up for consideration again.
I guess. Yeah. It's, you kill 5 people, intentionally kill 5 people, you get a life sentence without the possibility of parole for 25 years. What do you have to do to get a serve out, to get a life sentence? I'm back on the parole board again. Here we go again.
They have the power to do that.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's and it just keeps people in limbo. We got you get an email from a grand. In this case, it was a multiple murder, and that's an aggravating circumstance. It becomes an aggravated murder. The death penalty becomes available as a penalty, and then if they're convicted of multiple murder, intentional multiple murder, then you move along to what's called the penalty phase, at which point they have to consider 20 years, as little as 20 years, up to including the death penalty. Same jury does that. Well, on appeal, the Supreme Court said that each one of them deserved a separate jury trial in the penalty phase. Well, that was news to us. And so, and this was 7 years, the appeal process took about that length of time. And so what happened is that by this time, 7 of our witnesses, many of whom didn't live the healthiest lifestyle in America, were gone, were dead. And we couldn't locate a bunch of others. And, I suppose we could have used some of the testimony, but it would have had to been read, and and you really need live witnesses in these kind of cases. And so she pled guilty to life without parole, period. So she's in prison the rest of her life.
Now, was that a deal that
we agreed?
Offered?
We agreed to it.
Yeah.
Because we just frankly couldn't put on the case again because of the absence of all of these witnesses.
And Tina Powell was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for 25 years.
That's right, and that's the reason she just has come up for parole.
Why the difference between the 2?
Well, that's the jury made that decision, and I'm guessing that they thought Faye was a much bigger person.
Physically,
yeah. And was a little bit, intimidating kind of a person. I mean, Jack, she could have whipped both of us at the same time, probably pretty badly.
I'm not sure that's saying a lot, but
no,
okay.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But so at any rate, they were convicted. We got, but the Fran Root, who was a sergeant at the time, was with us last week and talked about it.
To learn more, tune in every Friday morning at 9 a.m. on News Talk 590.